Before I go over some notes that I want to share with you, I'm required by our bylaws to seek approval of last year's minutes of the meeting, the annual meeting of the association. So
moved.
okay. Second. So with this, can I ask everyone for a show of hands in favor of the approval of the minutes from last year? Looks like we have approval. Okay. So it was about a year ago that I stood here as the incoming president of this association, and I spoke then about my own journey, about what this association meant for me when I was looking for a community of lawyers, about the values that brought me here, and the responsibility that I felt carrying forward this institution's long legacy of service to the profession and to the rule of law. And I stand here tonight with even more conviction in the power and purpose of this association. The past year has been an extraordinary challenge and one of extraordinary response. Across the country, the rule of law continues to come under pressure. Judges have been threatened for the decisions that they have issued. Lawyers have faced intimidation for representing clients and causes that the administration deems to be unpopular. And the efforts to politicize the judiciary has not only has grown more brazen, and we have seen this before in our history, and we know where it leads. And as many of you know, I grew up in the Indian subcontinent in Pakistan, a country whose struggles with judicial independence and adherence to the rule of law are well documented. And I can attest firsthand to the consequences when judges are pressured to deliver certain outcomes, when lawyers are harassed or intimidated for representing controversial clients, and when politics overtake justice. When the rule of law breaks down, civil rights erode, economic stability suffers, and the public trust collapses. Protecting judicial independence is not simply a theoretical ideal, it is fundamental to the health and survival of any democracy. It is the bedrock upon which all of our rights and liberties rest. Here in this country, recent events have reminded us that even in this great nation, the rule of law and judicial independence require vigilant protection. Judicial independence is not self-sustaining. It must be defended actively, persistently, and fearlessly. So I am proud of the New York City Bar Association because our association has not been silent. We have stood firm. As Brett noted, we filed amicus briefs in cases where the integrity of the legal profession was at stake. We issued public statements when lawyers and judges were attacked. We mobilized the organized bar in defense of judicial independence. When the legal profession speaks with one voice, it can be a powerful force for the public good. And that's why, in addition to speaking out, we have also sought to support those affected by government actions. When federal employees who had devoted their entire careers to public service were laid off or were displaced, our association was quick to put together a career support program to assist those in transition, offering guidance, offering resources, and professional connections through a dedicated event which took place here last week. That effort reflects the same principle, that lawyers and legal professionals should not be punished for upholding the law or serving the public in good faith. And I can't go on any further this evening without noting the attacks on diversity. I look around the room here tonight and I see so many faces that were not previously welcome in this association. Our association, as Brett noted, and as Kevin noted before, was founded in 1870. But for the first 100 years of our existence, Black Americans and women were not allowed to be members of our association. You see pictures of Conrad Harper and Barbara Paul Robinson, their portraits on the wall there today. They did not become presidents of this association until the 1990s. The work that we have done over the years in enhancing diversity in the profession is under attack. Luckily, you are members of an association that is not backing down. We are continuing to advocate for and advance our diversity, our pipeline programs. Those programs are compliant with federal law, and we will continue to invest in those in the future. We've also focused on other aspects of reform in the public interest. This past year, we published a major report on a robust ethics reform for the U.S. Supreme Court, as the reporting of some of the lavish lifestyles and emoluments that some of our justices have received indicates the public's confidence in our highest court is not automatic. It must be earned and preserved. And our report, issued last year, set forth some concrete recommendations for transparency, for accountability, and for independence. And I had the privilege of personally discussing those ethics reforms with members of the Senate and U.S. Congress last year, who are equally committed to upholding the integrity of our judiciary. And here in New York, we have worked tirelessly to address the crisis in our own court system, a lack of judges. For too many years, the number of justices on our state Supreme Court has been capped by an outdated constitutional provision. And that cap is choking the ability of our courts to deliver timely justice, especially in high-volume jurisdictions like New York City. And just this evening, I returned from Albany, where I joined legislators and advocates and fellow lawyers at a rally and a press conference urging action. Last year, the Assembly and the Senate passed a measure to repeal the cap on Supreme Court justices. That was the first step, but we now need the legislature to pass it again in the 2026 legislative session so that New Yorkers can vote on this critical reform in 2027. Our reform efforts extend beyond the immediate battles. We're also looking ahead and preparing our profession for future challenges. We have undertaken significant efforts to demonstrate the value proposition of the Bar Association to junior lawyers and to the next generation of leaders, to underscore to them why the bar as an institution remains indispensable. From professional development programs to easier digital engagement, we are making sure that our value proposition is clear, that it is compelling, and that it is responsive to the way people work today. And we're embracing the future by tackling emerging issues head-on. This past year, we established a task force on digital technologies and artificial intelligence, bringing together over 150 members from the law, from academia, from business, and from government. The work of this task force has been extraordinary, producing timely and practical guidance and organizing events that are setting the standard for how the profession should think about transformative technology. None of this work would be possible without the commitment of our members. And I want to thank all of you, those who serve on our committees, on our task forces, those who show up, those who speak up, and those who help lift others. I said last year that the City Bar is not just a building on 44th Street. It's an engine of democracy, and this year has proven just how true that is. So let me end by this. Over the past 154 years, our association has consistently stood up, whether it was against unlawful executive orders, threats to the judiciary, or efforts to undermine our civil rights and democratic norms. We are not new to this fight, and we're not going anywhere. In fact, you'll be seeing us stand up even more. But we cannot do this alone. We need each of you. We need your voices. We need your ideas. We need your time, and we need your talent. Whether you're a first-year associate, a senior partner, a legal services attorney, or a general counsel, this is your bar association. Our mission is only as strong as our members' commitment to it. So let us move forward together. Let us continue to stand up for the rule of law, for equal justice, for the dignity of the legal profession, and for the people who count on us to be their advocates, to be their counselors, and to be their defenders. Thank you for this honor of serving as your president. So, thank you, Judge.